Shal was the father of Lamik. Lamik married two women, one named Ada and the other Salah. Ada gave birth to Jabal. He was the father of those who live in the tent and raise livestock. His brother's name was Jubal. He was the father of those who played stringed instruments and pipes. Salah also had a son, Tubal Cain, who forged all kinds of tools out of bronze and iron. Tubal Cain's sister was Nama. Lamech said to his wives, Ada and Salah, listen to me. Wives of Lamech, hear my words. I have killed a man for wounding me, a young man for injuring me. If Cain is avenged 7 times, then Lamech 77 times. Okay, so already here, Genesis chapter 4, 1 through 16 asks a question, and the question reads as so. We don't know why God looked with favor on Abel and his offering and not on Cain and his offering. But verse 7 hints that Cain didn't have the right attitude. God warned Cain that sin was crouching at his door, and Cain reacted, leading to jealousy, anger, and murder. The question is, when have you witnessed a time when having the right attitude made all the difference? In what area of life might God be prompting you to listen and obey? Okay, guys, so I'll ask that again. So it's asking, when in your life have you witnessed, when in your life has there been a time when having the right attitude made all the difference? Um, it can be anything in family, a conversation with a boyfriend, a conversation with a friend. It could be in school, a test you took. It could be at work, an interview, where it wasn't so much your preparation or your knowledge, but it was just having the right attitude. So I would really like for you guys to think of that for a second here. Think of a time when your attitude made all the difference. I can think of a time, and I'll share that with you. So um, I was about 8.5 months pregnant. I was about to have my son, and I had been studying to take the real estate exam here in where I live. I hadn't studied much because I had a 1-year-old and I was also very pregnant. And that the night before my exam, I had also found some very upsetting news, and I just wasn't feeling well. And to top it, I wasn't in a good place with the father of my children. So everything was going wrong. You can say everything. My love life, and I had a 1-year-old. I was super pregnant, and I really hadn't had time to study. But I showed up at 8 in the morning, me and my big old belly, to take that exam, and I just showed up super positive. I was only concerned with staying peaceful and not having any negative energy for my baby, because when you're pregnant, everything that you're feeling, the baby feels. So both of my pregnancies, every time something would go wrong, I just did everything I could to not let it get to me and just stay positive. And I was so close to giving birth that I was just like, nothing is gonna faze me. Nothing is gonna affect me. God loves me. I love God. And whatever is gonna happen is gonna happen. So I show up to my exam. I'm in a good mood. I'm just taking it, just taking everything as it comes to me. I was the last student to leave, but I read every single question. was just shocked. I was expecting, I was going in there with thinking, if I have to take it again, oh well, I'm down a couple $100, I'll pay it again, oh well, I'll retake it after my baby's born, after I'm feeling better, you know. But now I went and, again, just a positive attitude. I was confident in myself and I was going to try my best and I passed it. So that's definitely a really, really good example for me of a time that I'm pretty sure that it was having the right attitude that made all the difference for me in that moment. And so that's me, guys. I really hope you guys share stories from your lives with me. I would really love to hear them. And then right here it says, the second part of the question is, in what area of life might God be prompting you to listen and obey? So what I wrote, again, so in what area of your life is God currently or in the past that you can think of has he prompted you to listen and obey him? So for me, about, I don't know, maybe like October of 2020, I felt a strong urge to finally sit down and listen to God. I felt this strong, I couldn't turn away, I couldn't deny God anymore. I couldn't deny all the miracles that he's worked in my life. I couldn't deny all the times that he saved me, that I felt his presence in my life. And that's when I got serious about getting closer to God, and that's when I initially got interested in Bible study, and I started reading the Bible by myself, and then I started listening to like a daily audio Bible. So for me, that's something that was very, very clear. I mean, there's obviously a lot of things that I know I should be doing or shouldn't be doing, um, but like a strong prompt, like it's asking us to listen and obey. It's definitely to learn. Definitely, I feel prompted to study the Bible and to share it, which is why I started this YouTube channel. So that's me, guys. Let me know when you felt prompted to do something and to obey God. We'll read a little more. I'm turning the page right here. Okay, so Adam made love to his wife again, and she gave birth to a son and named him Seth, saying, God has granted me another child in place of Abel, since Cain killed him. Seth also had a son, and he named him Enoch. Enoch. This is Enoch, but with an S. The first Enoch with a C. C-H, this is S-H. At that time, people began to call on the name of the Lord. Okay, so this is Genesis chapter 5, 1 through 32. This is the written account of Adam's family line. When God created mankind, he made them in the likeness of God. He created them male and female and blessed them. He named them mankind when they were created. When Adam had lived 130 years, he had a son in his own likeness, in his own image, and he named him Seth. After Seth was born, Adam lived 800 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Adam lived a total of 930 years and then died. Adam lived 930 years before he died. That's insane. When Seth had lived 105 years, he became the father of Enoch. After he became the father of Enoch, Seth lived 807 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Seth lived a total of 912 years and then he died. When Enoch had lived 90 years, he became the father of Kenan. After he became the father of Kenan, Enoch lived other sons and daughters. Altogether, Enoch lived a total of 365 years. Enoch walked faithfully with God, and then he was no more because God took him away. When Methuselah had lived 187 years, he became the father of Lamech. After he became the father of Lamech, Methuselah lived 782 years and had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Methuselah lived a total of 969 years, and then he died. When Lamech had lived 182 years, he had a son. He named him Noah, and he said, "He will comfort us in the labor and painful toil of our hands, caused by the ground the Lord has cursed." After Noah was born, Lamech lived 595 years, and he had other sons and daughters. Altogether, Lamech lived a total of 777 years, and then he died. After Noah was 500 years old, he became the father of Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Okay, so that was Genesis chapter 5, 1 through 32. Okay, so the questions go as so. People lived a very long time in the days of Adam and Noah, in contrast with Enoch, whom God took at the age of 365 without him dying. Enoch's son, Methuselah, lived to be 969. Like many generations listed here in chapter 5, what would you like to be your legacy? What would it look like for you to see your life as a gift given by God to you and your loved ones? So again, two questions here. What would you like to be your legacy? And the second question is, what would it look like for you to see life as a gift for you and your loved ones? So for the first one, I would like my legacy to be that of a person who helped others, specifically children in bad situations. So that's something I've always been very passionate about. Right now, the hashtag Save the Children. I've been big on that ever since I was in high school, and I read the book called A Child Called It. I actually recently reread it, and I just feel like children and animals are the most innocent, defenseless beings in the planet, and no one should be hurting them. I'm very passionate about animals as well, but ever since becoming a mother, children are just, it's a hard topic for me. I get really emotional every time I think about it, but that's what I would like my legacy to be. You know, I would like to dedicate time and do charity work and help children get out of bad situations, help victims of trafficking. Um, yeah, that's what I would like my legacy to be remembered for, someone who made a difference for children. Okay, so the second part asks, what would it look like for you to see your life as a gift given by God to you and your loved ones? So I wrote, life as a gift, like many gifts, is more often than not taken for granted. Okay, so I didn't really give an answer. I'll think about it more now that I'm rereading this for the second time. So, life as a gift. So what I said, it's still kind of true. I think conscientious.